How do you describe to someone who has no idea what spiritual direction is?
You mean what? How do I explain spiritual direction to
Sure,
them?
yeah. How would you describe it? How would you explain it? How would you define it?
So it just depends on who I'm talking to,
Oh,
right?
hmm.
Because if you're in a social situation that you might get in, sometimes it's just not worth it because they don't really want. So I just sort of
Right.
smile and I just say something to the effect of, well, I'm a minister or a retired minister, and I have a focus on spiritual direction. And they sort of go, oh, okay, they don't know what I'm talking about. But I think what I would say, if it were someone who really wanted to know what it was about, would be it. To me, it's the care of the soul. It's a time when you share your story so that you can begin to hear what soul is trying to say to you. And it's my job as the director to help you begin to know that. And also to begin to recognize how the Holy One interacts with you so regularly so that you begin to honor it. You can start nodding your head and saying, oh, thank you for showing up. And then you begin, what happens is that rather than pushing down your soul, which we're trained to do and all of life tells us to do, you begin to let it expand. So Carl Jung says that God is a great soul and we each have a fraction of that. And the journey of life is to let that fraction expand and come into consciousness so that you begin to have this language of the soul. And it's my work as a director is to help you learn that language. So I help you discern for yourself or pay attention to the metaphors or the stories, the events, the practices of prayer in your own life that you begin to have your own way of knowing how soul is talking to you. And we take a look at when you squish soul down because you're too busy or whatever's going on and you're not paying attention to soul. And so I would say that is the way I look at spiritual direction in terms of our spiritual companioning. It's like, this is the time for the language of the soul. It's a time for me to listen to you. And the thing it's a deep listening. And the thing that's so interesting to me about it is that so most people never get the experience of being listened to in this way, right? They never get to hear themselves tell their life story, especially ministers. They're all caring for everybody else. So this is an hour where we can put aside caring for everybody else. And now I can listen to you and you can overhear yourself talk. And I can guide you in a way of more contemplative listening.